Yes!
Yes? I hear yes? Come on, everybody, let's go to conga line. Come on, baby. Come on. Here we go. Come on, girl. Come and shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can do something longer. Feel the rhythm of the music getting stronger. Don't you like to, buddy, do that conga. Everybody on the conga line, come on. Everybody, join me on the conga line. Come on, you can make it room. Let's go. Are we having a party yet? There we go. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, conga line. We'll pick you up along the way. Everybody, gather round now. Let your body beat. Don't you worry if you can't dance. Let the music move your feet. It's the rhythm of the island, like the sugar cane so sweet. Come on, join us. If you want to do the conga, you got to listen to the beat. Come on, it's not too late to join the conga line. We're having a party today. Come on, we're going to get you. We're going to make you join the conga line with us. Come dance with us. Come on now. Feel the fire of desire as you dance the night away. That's right. Come on. Tonight we're gonna party till we see the break of day. Let's go, conga line. Keep coming. And get yourself together and hold on to what you got. That's right. Comes the music, hits your system. There's no way it's gonna stop. Come on, shake it, everybody. There we go. We got the conga line. It's massive. Keep coming. That's right, conga line. Let's go over here. Come on.
Marie Ann Jaime on the vocal. Miss Molly Callanan. Miss Julie Myers right here.
Come on, y'all, put your hands together.
Gottlieb on the percussion. Ernie Danoff on the lead guitar. Everybody's having fun today, right? We're gonna keep Dan busy with this next song here.
This young man saw him feeling playing it hot. Well, the devil jumped on Hickory stump. Said, boy, let me tell you what. I'll bet you didn't know it, but I'll get on a player too. And if you care to take it there, well, I'll make a bet with you. Well, you play a pretty good fiddle, son, but give the devil his due. I bet fiddling gold against your soul, 'cause I think I'm better than you. Well, the kid said, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your get your wreck, 'cause I'm the best it's ever been. Johnny, rising up your boat, play your fiddle hard. That's how the blues in Georgia and the devil yells and hollers. If you really get the shiny fiddle made in gold, if you lose, the devil gets your soul. The devil opened up his case and he said, I'll start the show. And then fire flew from his fingertips and he risened up his bow. Bow across the strings and it made me more hits. And the band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this. Johnny said, well, you're pretty good, son. Sit down in that chair right there. Let me show you how it's done. Flying around my boys' barn. Bells in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the great red pig in that door. Even that hot little chocolate. Because he knew he'd been beat, and he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. And Johnny said, hey, devil, just come on back here if you ever want to try it again. As I told you once, you son of a gun, I'm the best it's ever been. Fighting around the boys' run. Devils in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the dirt, man, kicking that door. Bringing it up like no child knows.
Lieutenant Dan Band, right there. It's good to be back at Fort Huachuca. How many of you were here when we were here the last time? I mean, it's 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah. And how many of you have heard the band before somewhere else? And how many of you are hearing the band for the first time today? We eventually get to you. The band's been playing for over 15 years for our military, solid for our military all around the world. And this is our second trip to Fort Huachuca. Tomorrow we go to Davis Mountain. They have a little concert over there. If you have some friends over there, tell them we're coming. It's not too far. The last time we played at Fort Huachuca, we did the same thing. We went to Davis Mountain. It's an hour away. Why not, right? The Air Force needs a little entertainment.
A lot more than that.
Maybe not as much as the Army does, but... Any Air Force people here today? Right? Yeah. The two lonely Air Force people. They snuck in. I don't know how they got in. That's good. So everybody from the Army go down to Davis Mountain tomorrow, okay? And come see us play again. Like I said, the band's been all over the world. We played over 400 concerts for the military in the last 15 years. That's the purpose of the band. I want you to know that. This is your band. This is the band for the military. That's the only time I play, is to come out and play for the troops, and that's what this band is for. It was put together for you. How many of you been to the Gary Sinise Foundation website? Anybody been to the website? Well, you can go to the Gary Sinise Foundation and see what we're doing. The band is a part of the Gary Sinise Foundation. It's a program of the Gary Sinise Foundation. So when I started the foundation, we wanted to continue to provide entertainment, and we wanted the American people to send a message to you by helping us bring the entertainment. So this is a message supported by the American people. The Gary Sinise Foundation is a sponsor today of the concert. So this is a message to you from the American people who support the Gary Sinise Foundation, that you're appreciated. We don't forget what you're doing for us, and we're grateful for everything you do in service to our country. God bless you. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Come on. It's been a long war.
Don't forget the Marines.
Continues to go on, and unfortunately people still get hurt, and we still lose folks. There's way too many Gold Star families. We have Gold Star families here today. God bless you for serving our country, and God bless your heroes. We will never forget what you've done for our country. And God bless our wounded. So many wounded. Gary Sinise Foundation helps support our wounded with many programs there. And we like to do this next song. We've been doing it for a long time. It's just a reminder to the families of our fallen and the families of our wounded that, you know, it can be very, very tough, very hard to lose a loved one and to see a loved one struggle with bad injuries from serving our country. And so we like to remind you, if sometimes you feel like hope is gone, you feel there's no place to turn, look inside and just be strong. Know that we love you, we appreciate you, and we'll never forget you.
And here, ladies and gentlemen, are the Gold Star families that are here today.
There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, You don't have
Start
to
crying.
be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach within your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. And then you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and you be strong. Then you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. It's a long road when you face the world alone. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love. You reach within yourself, and the emptiness you know will disappear. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. Then you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong. Then you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. Strengths are hard to follow, so let everyone tear them away. Hold on, there might be tomorrow. Inside, you find a way. Then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. Then you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong. Then you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in That a hero lies
Maria and Jaime. I've got you see this T-shirt that I'm wearing here? It's cool. And I always say this. So my team at my foundation, you can't see it out there, but my team at my foundation made up some T-shirts, and this says, "Well, we can never do enough for our nation's defenders and their families. We can always do a little more," right? So we try to go out there and inspire and encourage our fellow citizens to remember that you're out there fighting for our freedom, you're defending our country, and we appreciate everything you do. We have a birthday today. Everybody know Dennis from MWR? Should we sing happy birthday to Dennis? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dennis. I'm telling you, happy birthday to you.
I'm good. I can have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home.
It's been a long night here, a long night there, this long night back.
First thing I remember, I was lying in my bed. You know, I could have been much more than one or two. And I heard the sound on the radio, and it was coming from the room next door. And my mother laughed the way some ladies do. It was late in the evening.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your stuff bare. See how I leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I can do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, it's bringing me out the dark. Scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me can we almost had it all. The stars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help it. We gonna have it
How they doing there? Life is like a box of chocolates. Anybody here see Forrest Gump? Do you know that Forrest Gump is 25 years old this year? July 6th. July 6th, 1994. That's when the movie came out. So July 6th this year, 25 years ago, Lieutenant Dan Taylor. And the other people that were in the movie too.
In the know like a chicken fried. Cold beer on Friday night. Her jeans fit just right. And radio. See the sun, see love in a woman's eyes, feel the touch of a precious child. I know a mother's love.
Little Dave Matthews there. You Dave Matthews fans. Gonna slow it down for a second. Play a really sweet song by Leanne Woolman.
Take one single breath of regret. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll get paid by when you get the choice to sit it out or dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. You might be taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some helping heart leave you bitter. You come close to settling down and reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. When you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance.
vocal there.
I'm on in your way, let me know, okay?
No, you're not in my way.
Everybody's got to sing along with this next tune.
I just moved the camera.
I'm sure
That's all.
most of you know it.
You were in my way before, but I was back there, but I moved.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. You were made to go out and get her. The minute you let her under your skin, then you begin to make it better. And every time you feel the pain, let you refrain. Don't carry the world upon your shoulder. No, you know that it's a fool who bears it cool by making his world a little
Force veteran in the house. Kurt Garrison on the trumpet right there. Mitch Paliga on the saxophone. Professor Ernie Denholm on the lead guitar right here. How about the singers? Molly Callahan. On violin and vocal, Dan Myers. Miss Julie Myers. Marie Ann Hyme. And Jeff Bizet. That's my man. Gary Sinise on the bass. Lieutenant Dan. You know, when I started visiting our troops after September 11th, started going to the war zones, Iraq, Afghanistan, places like that, and this was early on. This was before I had a television series. And, you know, I'd only done a few movies at that time. And so I would walk around the deserts and I'd walk in somewhere and they'd go, Lieutenant Dan, you got legs. They wouldn't know what my real name was. They just recognized me from the movie. So after we started taking the band around, I just, in honor of the troops, in honor of the Vietnam veterans who I had the opportunity to play in Forrest Gump, we named the band the Lieutenant Dan Band. So, speaking of Vietnam veterans, we have a birthday in the house here, another birthday. 72nd birthday. I think it's Chris Stokeland. He's 72 years old and he's a Vietnam veteran. Where's Chris? There's Chris. Let's sing happy birthday to Chris now. Wait a minute. Now, we must prepare for Chris. We cannot be half-assed for Chris here. Happy birthday. My God.
I can almost feel my fingers again.
1, 2,
Really
3.
It's just
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Chris. Happy birthday, dear Chris. Everybody, happy birthday to you. There you go. We deliver the Lieutenant Dan Band. And anybody else's birthday today, happy birthday to you. Oh, no. So, speaking of our Vietnam veterans, I have Vietnam veterans in my family. Many veterans in my family, going back to World War I. My grandfather served in the Battle of the Argonne during World War I, 17, 18 years old, over 100 years ago. Drove an ambulance in France. My grandfather, my grandmother had three sons. Two of them served in World War II. One was in the Navy, in the Pacific. On a landing ship tank, they would bring the tanks in and the landing ships, and the tanks would hit the beach. And then my uncle served in Europe as a navigator on a B-17 bomber. And then I met my wife in the mid-70s, and she introduced me to her brothers. Both of them served in Vietnam. One was a helicopter pilot, combat helicopter pilot, 800 combat hours in Vietnam. And then the other brother, the eldest of the two brothers, he went to West Point. He was an officer. He was a platoon leader, lieutenant, And then he came back and went back for a second tour as a captain, a company commander. He came back and taught at West Point as a major. And then he was teaching at Fort Leavenworth as lieutenant colonel in the early 80s. And unfortunately, he was diagnosed with cancer and he passed away in 1983 at age 39. But I knew him for about 7 years. And he made a gigantic impression on me. All the Vietnam veterans in my family, my wife's sister's husband served in Vietnam, combat medic in Vietnam. And so I had a lot of compassion for our Vietnam veterans back in the 70s and 80s when I got to know some personally. I felt terrible for our Vietnam veterans and what it was like for them to come home from war, serving our country, come home to a divided nation. Very difficult things that they faced when they came home, very difficult things they faced in the jungles of Southeast Asia. And then they had to come home to a nation that turned its back on them. So I started to try to do what I could to help local Vietnam veterans in the Chicago area. About 1983, and then 1993, I got the opportunity to audition and play a Vietnam veteran, Lieutenant Dan Taylor in Forrest Gump. And he was a wounded veteran, of course, and because of that part, I was introduced to the Disabled American Veterans Organization, the DAV. And I have a book coming out. It's called Grateful American, because I am a grateful American. And I'm grateful for the military and the men and women who serve our country. The book comes out on February 12th. You can look it up online. It's Grateful American, A Journey from Self to Service. And you know, I was so focused in my early days on my career, my acting, that kind of thing, trying to make it, trying to, you know, be able to get jobs and just make a living at it. But as I achieved some success, I was able to use some of that success and do something good with it. And that manifested itself into the creation of the Gary Sinise Foundation. And our charter is to serve and honor the needs of our veterans, our active duty military, our Gold Star families, our wounded, our first responders, and those in need. So I encourage you to go to the Gary Sinise Foundation and see what we're doing. But I thank all our Vietnam veterans that are here today for inspiring me to service. And I hope you know that we appreciate you and welcome home to every single Vietnam veteran who didn't get that when they came home. Welcome home. So please go to the website, GarySiniseFoundation.org. There's a link for the book on there, and you can see all our many programs. The American people support the Gary Sinise Foundation. And then we get to pass that generosity, that message of appreciation on to the people who protect us and keep us free. God bless you all for serving our country. We never take it for granted. God bless this great country that we live in. God bless America. God bless America. I'm a grateful American. Thank you very much, everybody.
If tomorrow all the things were gone,
Hey, Lee Greenwood, this was for you. I've heard you play that many times.
Start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, wearing these stars, oh I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I'm glad we stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. The proud to be an American, but at least I know I'm free. And I'm known for the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I'm glad we stand up next to you when you find others still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
Hey, so thanks again for everybody coming out today to see the band. Sir, thank you and the band very much for coming back to Fort Huachuca. We really appreciate it. And we really appreciate what you do, you and your team, for the military and our families. Yeah. So me and the Sergeant Major here would like to present you on behalf of Fort Huachuca with a small token of our appreciation.